What's going on there, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Craftavore Tastes, another special on-location episode. I'm actually out in Amish country, so just a couple miles outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania for Memorial Day weekend. And I ended up bringing a couple of beers with me and figured that I'd knock through a couple of reviews. So this is actually going to be the second episode that I am doing from Amish country. So the beer that we're diving into today is a beer courtesy of my most recent trip up to Vermont. And this is from the Alchemist. This is Luscious. So Luscious is a British-style imperial stout coming in at 9.2% ABV. I actually ended up pouring the beer into a glass already. Super excited to go and give this one a try. So let's go through the drill, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at the appearance. Let's get an aroma, taste it, and then, of course, we're going to rate it. All right, so beer pours a beautiful kind of super jet black, almost kind of like that traditional kind of like oil slick, right? Like viscous, kind of super thick, kind of like, oily looking kind of beer. Reminds me a little bit of Oscar Blues 1050 in terms of just its overall kind of, consistency. Apologies, I'm right next to a road. There's a lot of cars driving by at the moment. And horse and buggies, no joke. So beer looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to kind of kick it around a little bit just to get a little bit more of that head. Yeah, so head is absolutely beautiful. Super kind of compact bubbles. Really nice kind of thick head. A dark, almost kind of mocha-ish kind of head. Borderline kind of frothy. Looks absolutely gorgeous in a glass. So let's go ahead and get ourselves an aroma. Yeah. Oh, wow. Awesome. So traditional kind of imperial stout kind of notes. Obviously getting a bit of roastiness, getting a little bit of chocolate. Ooh, even getting like a little bit of sweetness in almost kind of like a licorice or like an anise or anise. Yeah, it smells really freaking good. Awesome. All of those kind of, Russian Imperial Stout kind of notes. Excuse me, not Russian. This is a British style Imperial Stout. Smells great. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a taste. Cheers. Wow. All right, so straight up out of the front, right on the edge of the tongue, right when you get that first sip, kind of getting a little bit of like blast of bitterness going on, which is kind of like a telltale sign of Alchemist stouts. Definitely known for producing more of hoppy kind of a variety of particular stouts, and Luscious is kind of no different. You get a nice little blast of bitterness going on, followed in obviously with that traditional roastiness, that traditional chocolate, a little bit of coffee there, but lending itself to more like espresso. Like there's a little bit of kind of when you mix that coffee and that bitterness together, it's definitely a little bit more kind of espresso-like than it would be just your regular traditional coffee. Going back in for another taste. Wow. You also get a little bit of sweetness from those malts, but there's this little kind of cherry, dark fruitish thing kind of going on there. Almost kind of like a not like fresh cherries, but more like almost like a maraschino cherry, like that you put in like kind of like a Manhattan. And when you kind of get that, a little bit more of that anise kind of flavor kind of pops out, or that like dark licorice. Going back in for one last sip. Really good. All right, let's go ahead and give this one a rating. Straight up, this is a really well done Imperial Stout from the Alchemist. Gonna give her 4.25 caps. If you're heading up to the Alchemist anytime soon, I'm assuming they might still have this in 4-packs. Go ahead and get a 4-pack. Add it into your, Heady Topper and Focal Banger order. This is really well done. They did an awesome job with this beer. So 4.25 from the Craftavore Tastes. Hope you join me again for another episode. That's the end of this episode. Might do another one if I have any time over the course of the next day or two. But that'll do it for this one, and I'll hope you join me again for another episode when I drink, I review, I rate, and then I repeat. Cheers.